We got action. We got action this morning, beloved people. We got Pastor Nicholas J. Gaddis is in the building. Good morning. Good morning. Shout out to my Gaddis clan. As y'all see, I got Yogi G in the building. Anna will be joining us lately, but she's coming on board. I'm just telling you, the insubordination that's going on at 810 is diabolical. I'm in the black hole right now. Good morning, Blakey Gaddis, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, in the building. We got the Way of Jesus Christ Church through faith. I'm gonna need my faith for podcasting because it is getting tested lately. Pop
Man,
Gaddis
I
is
ain't
in
used
the
to that.
building. Hey, how you doing? Erica Gaddis. Look, my Gaddis clan, they showing out. They say we come to support the brother. We know you
I
work
just want to
hard,
make it be
brother.
known that Yogi G, the G stands for Gaddis.
For sure. Yogi G Gaddis is in the building. And we got Erica Gaddis coming in from Los Angeles. They go my others, Allie Nicole Gaddis River coming from Florida. She coming from the bottom. Then we got Wanda Jones Gaddis. You know, she coming from Hillsborough, North Carolina.
All right, NC.
And we got one of the, we got the lovely Terry Nixes, but she go to the church that I got beef with, as everybody can tell. I can't stand their church. It was more prevalent and evident in all of it. But how you doing, beloved Terry Nixon, tapping in? Then we got, oh my goodness, I didn't cut that down. We got a Asaya Quill, aka Mama Quill. We got Unapologetic in the building. What's up, Nelly Nell, the ageless one? Then we got Concrete Jungle. Thank you for tapping in. Then we got Nakia Harris. Thank you for tapping in. Then we got the new VIP room, Flint Caskets. Where was you at last night when I was ready to put some work in? But thank you for tapping in this good morning, good brother. Wanda Smith, thank you for tapping in. And we got the lovely Avis Hopkins in the building. Salty Chef, let them know. Good morning. And it's $5 Friday, family. You heard? It is that time. Salty coming all the way from he's cousins right next door, Canada, Saskatchewan, if you ain't heard. I ain't going. I wouldn't let you go nowhere. After y'all done seen me just get beat all over these streets. Sertha Henderson, thank you for tapping in. The lovely Deborah Luna is in the building. Hopefully we have no more mishaps coming on, on 810. I pray it's not. Oh, and did I say that we got the beautiful Deborah Luna's in the building? And we got Cameron Hardy. Thank y'all for tapping in. And as you can see, Avis Hopkins came in with a 10 on a $5 Friday. Thank you, Avis, for all the pain that y'all watching me go through. I thank y'all for tapping in the morning. Watch it again. No games. What's up? Tell my family I survived to Friday. I survived another week of podcasting. And thank you for tapping in. Everybody can tap in and watch sometime my madness. Carolyn Hendricks, the lovely Carolyn Hendricks. What it do? I'm here, family. Thank goodness it's Friday. Y'all don't have to see me tomorrow morning or nothing. Oh, in the evening. Thank you. Sometimes even Otis need a break because I don't know how many more fights Otis got in him because it's certain it's certain factors behind the scenes. I'm already tell you. They own me. I'm fighting. I feel like damn near old Abraham Lincoln, man. I tell you.
Oh
How
man, you
you doing,
built for this,
want
Nikki. You
to
all
tell?
right?
And we got the lovely Sandra Nichols Martin in the building. Omar Thorpe, how you doing? How you doing?
What's up, Omar?
Uh, hey, that's all it is. We just talk about stuff that I didn't went through and stuff that they didn't sing. Mr. Classic, thank you for tapping in. Bonnie Vanner, thank you for tapping in. Hope Beasley, and thank you. I'm telling you, we here, family. We're gonna kind of let them. I would probably tell you the things I saw. But since this is Yogi them first, Yogi first time coming on the morning recall as it's being revamped. And it's the less toxic show that I have. You know what I'm saying? It's the least one. It's fun in the morning. Them afternoon shows they nail biters, they classic, but not all the time in a good way.
Man, I done made it. I done made it to the morning recall. Boy, you could
Then you
don't lay me to rest, but I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for the invite. I get to talk to what's this? I went from Chitlin Circuit Some prime time. I'm feeling good today. You
Ain't you?
thank you for having me.
And my good brother Marcus Fielder hopping in from Fairfield, California. Just let it flow. Meat Freak, what it do?
What's that saucy chef?
Hey, Omar, I was all up. I felt all that too. Everything you just said had me worried, rolling, and everything. But guess what saved us? A bug came through and saved 810. The old little stink bug came through. Good morning, Reverend Gladys Long. Gaddis Long. Thank you for tapping in. And we got the lovely Beverly Biggs Levy. I'm telling y'all, who would have thought a little? Hey, Felicia. And y'all, everybody, say good morning to the lovely Beverly Biggs Lee. And say good morning to Yogi G. We're going to turn this thing up in a second. Y'all know I got to go through this. Felicia, I know today the morning recall should be sponsored by that stink bug that saved the whole network. Because it saved it. Y'all might don't think it saved it. I'm telling y'all, shout out to the stink bug that came in here. The lovely Avis Hopkins. Oh, she wasn't talking to me.
Said thank God for
Big,
Buggate.
facts. Big Papa Tom Gaddis then tapped in the building. Yeah. Hey, it saved 810. That's all I can tell you. Miss Tina M. Smith, thank you for tapping in. I'm telling you, it saved us. Everybody laughing, but that bug has saved us. Georgia boy, top of the morning. I'm telling you, top of the morning. You see where I ain't going. That's that Philly love. Said, welcome
Man,
to the
thank
prime
you.
time,
I ain't going.
Yogi G. I mean, it is
Appreciate
good shit. I'll tell you this, though. This might have been the only one left. I'm telling you, Lindsay Eric Gaddis from tapping in my Gaddis clan from Los Angeles. Good morning. Nelly Nell, I woke up on some fat BS. I need someone to bring me a cheeseburger with olives to the from. Oh, mm, Loomy, what it do, good brother? What it do?
What's up,
And we got
Lumi?
common sense.
Okay.
Fam, I'm
Look
telling
at it
y'all,
already.
they had to save us. Y'all just don't know. Dan, it blew it. The lovely Carolyn Hendricks with the only the strong can survive. You got and is. But I'm telling you, I saw some things last night. I ain't gonna say none. I think they getting another. I think I'm gonna be battling with another group of friends. I just seeing it coming. Otis Johnson, Roll Tide is in the building, and we got Big Mama Gaddis and that Chi-Town lovers. You know what? I would say it do now, but I gotta watch my shape because people are trying me. My ankle already gone. I'm out here on the boot. I'm getting tried and everything. Hassan Pinchback, thank you for tapping in. Hey, Omar. And was I'm trying to
Man.
everything and was they in the building. How you doing? Hey, I gotta stay safe. I see some little stuff in the background brewing, and I had these. I'm down there like Yoda, Renetta the goddess. If you hit the Star Wars, I'm like, no, I'll be like more Ben Kenobi. I find shit out late. Thank you for tapping in, the goddess. Gaddis Construction Company in the building from Hillsborough, North Carolina. You heard. And what the lovely Deborah Luna said, only in Flint could a bug save a situation. And did. Y'all don't believe this. That bug saved this thing. It was almost over. Michael Barringer, good morning. Good morning. It was that stink bug came and that's when y'all found out Mick was useful again. Mickey, Mickey. It was like hollering 810 all over again. And here we are. Here we are. Here we are this morning. And we got Pastor Marvin Gaddis from Atlanta, GA. You see how we be cutting up in front of the spiritual people. And y'all want me to believe these people believe in God. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. What's up,
Oh,
Loon? Y'all see the deal. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm listen, man. I had to go, and they say go crawl in the dark hole. That's what I did this morning. I crawled in one.
from the darkness.
Michelle Smith, aka Ann. Thank you for tapping in her and her husband, the OG. I almost hit the bottle last night. almost had to take a drink. Oh, a stink bug fell down from the ceiling and it brought Winters back to reality. That she realized that Mickey, she, that stink bug came down and it brought her back to reality. And she was like, oh, the lovely Lanita Murray then tapped in. But let me get this together right here. Let me see. Felicia Martinez said, Mickey roll call today is sponsored by Kevin Tay for bringing the receipts on how the mayor is financially funding, number one, by giving him money from the opioid fund. Yet the mayor believes in God. I keep telling y'all. Oh, wow, my goodness. Kevin Tate, you know what? Shout out to Kevin Tate. Maybe they can start hating your ass some, because the way they hate me, take some of that slack off of me in 810. Maybe they can start, Lord have mercy. He came up with all that. Hey, all this information and ain't nobody going to jail.
Not in this 2025. It's a
Donnell,
free reign.
California boy Gaddis, thank you for tapping in. I keep telling y'all, my Gaddis clan and my California people, they got love for me. Connie, thank you for tapping in. H Sprague, that's that shy love. I'm telling you, good morning. Ooh, with a night like I had, I need a morning like this. Kenneth. Oh, it said, good morning, folks. Mickey, go get you some good bud. Drinks makes folks mean. Lord have mercy. Crystal Lynn Gaddis, Indiana in the building. I ain't even finna struggle with that today. It was on last night's show that the stink bug took over the nightly nip.
I'm
Took
about
over
to
the
put the
nightly nip.
replay.
The stink bug took over the nightly nip. But what you got for us? We here. This is usually the time that people want to know what we're gonna talk about, and says he's just gonna sit up here and have nothing for us. So what do we have for the people? Yogi G. Now I got help today. You're in DC where all the foolishness is going on at.
Man, yeah.
Michael Cooley. My Mississippi people, and we can't put pressure on the Vina no more. Good brother Michael Cooley. They turning it on us now. Somebody, y'all know how it is when it don't be no council. Flint Star eating Flint. So council, bring y'all funky asses back on, so I can get a breather. Seriously, but thank you, my brother Michael Cooley, for tapping in. I keep looking at my Gaddis clan sideways, pimp Gaddis. Hot damn. Chapel Hill, North Carolina, in the building. Lawrence Allen, good morning. I love everybody. Miss D, let's get Miss D. Y'all smash that like button, Yogi G. Now,
Make sure y'all do that, man. We
hey,
gotta get the algorithm.
facts. Yeah, y'all like and share this thing. Y'all know what I'm saying. Like and share it. Hey, we're
Right.
gonna need that clip when that bug fell down. If anybody got love for Mick, some do, please clip that for me, that little video. I want it to be in the intro. We're gonna have to see. What's the lineup for today? I don't know, brother. I don't know. I can tell you this. I don't know. I know the nightly nip. I'm gonna start calling out the Crash Out podcast. Will be on it. I'll be there at 6:00. I'm gonna be there. Good morning, and lovely Linda Children in the building. And we got Big Pimp in Texas, Houston. That is. Thank you for tapping in, Miss Odie. Thank you, beloved. Jazzy Melanie. Thank you too. I thank all y'all for tapping in to see old Otis. But Yogi G, enough of my
Yeah.
crash out and what's going on in my life. How's DC treating y'all?
Man, DC is a slave ship.
Oh my goodness.
Per usual. Listen, I'm more invested into what happened last night. I was in class last night, and so now I gotta be a part of the replay game and make sure I put my like in for what happened last night
It was
on
actually
LT.
it was actually good, but it's trigger words that I will not be saying no more. We
Mm.
will not. This it. I will not bring up no more. BLM will not be brought up. That's trigger words.
Is it?
That's triggers. We're not gonna bring them words up. I can go over on the recall. Certain things is I'm not gonna bring because it's trigger. Not
Mm.
bringing that up. Not bringing that up no more. Bubba Gaddis Jr., thank you for tapping in. L the Golden Child, Sharp in the building. It's just certain things I'm going to leave alone. I'm probably never going to bring up no more in life. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to leave that alone.
So we got a list now of words we can't say.
No, y'all can say anything. I'm not gonna bring them up because they are trigger words.
Well, you are 1 foot down, so you might want to keep it safe around there. You like weak prey right now.
Facts, 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 facts. Eleanor Worker, thank you for tapping in. Tell your grandson Kobe 810 says good morning to him. And love that the 6-year-old is tapping in because these adults are cutting up. Cuz, where have you been when I'm over here getting my ass chewed out? You in the chat though. I just want y'all to know that's the sports guy that was supposed to been doing it, but you know, it is what it is. He just loved to see his cousin get dragged through these YouTube streets. Thank you, cousin, for having my back for all these years. You could have brought yourself up, Anna. Like that I don't know why. Like, don't do this to me, Anna. It's not the morning, the day. I'm not having. Let's make Friday great.
Otis done been
Jennifer,
through a lot. I was just
thank you for
sitting here
tapping
listening.
in.
He had a
And y'all
traumatic
called me this
experience.
morning. Oh man, let me tell you something. It's a beautiful day because God woke me up. But I'm telling you, today I'm dressed up because I'm going to my buddy's funeral. So,
Oh
but God
wow.
is good.
Oh,
I was just listening to y'all, and so we got buzzwords now. We can't say.
That's what
nah, I'm
I
just talking.
said.
I'm talking junk. Nah, it ain't. I'm just talking junk. I always all make light of
Yeah.
Simpson. All jokes aside, Omar. To be honest with you, I think it do. To be honest with you, but it's to me, it's just intensity is just so high up, and around. I ain't gonna just say because I'm pretty sure down there where y'all that stuff probably is intensity. It's just like people is frustrated here. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. You know what I'm saying? People is frustrated. You seeing the beat downs, you know what I'm saying? You see all the stuff. Lumi, you are terrible.
I didn't even want to say nothing.
That's why
Looney
I was trying to
cutting
overlook it. But it's a lot, and I don't think even having conversations because some of us we stuck down in what we believe. You know what I'm saying? Even with me, shoot my fellow 740 and shoot the shit T. Good morning, Alan. What it do? For sure, I mean, I don't know like how y'all far as how y'all activism stuff going on in DC, but to me here it's like it's a gift and a curse. I'm gonna be honest with you, and a lot of it come down to me is FBI, friends, brothers, and in-laws. If
Oh
you
man, we
cool,
got
if people cool, they don't want to play their friends off. Certain stuff. Me, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't right, you ain't right. You know what I'm saying? So it's just y'all hear me say this. You heard when Jed came here, I say Jed caught a lot of resistance. But didn't nobody see like that man didn't come here because he wanted to come here. And I know people might don't want to hear it, but I'm gonna keep speaking on it. You know what I'm saying? He was asked to come here. Don't get me, I mean, just from seeing how the politics went down here, it was like, who can you really trust? But you see people be having it be so many friendships, and I don't know if people really know what friendships is. Like what my mother used to tell me. I think a lot of these so-called friendships are really what is opportunists. You know what I'm
Call
saying?
them
Like
situational.
opportunity, like
right. I
if
was
I
like,
could
is that
benefit
really
from you, you know what
friends?
I'm saying? And these like what a lot of these friendships is, and when you see a lot of stuff going on, because and I am gonna speak on it because I know me. I'm gonna have some people coming on, and we're gonna talk about it. But like the situation that went on in Grand Blanc Fires, that church, and the tragedy that happened, and that is messed up with what happened over there. But I'll be looking on the Flint Facebook pages, and I'm looking at people like you can't compare the two, and it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Can't compare what happened in Flint. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and it be people who look like us who be defending like it was people were saying earlier, how can a poor man defend a rich man? And it's like, and we going through that still to this day. We only see a tragedy if it's over here, but we can't see the tragedy that's down the street. You know what I'm saying? And them two incidents is one down, even though it was lives lost in that, which is terrible. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Should we be expecting, things to be different when we seeing how this stuff is set up anyway?
Nah. I like
Making
what
people.
Omar said. To me, a friend is there for you, but can also be honest and hold you accountable. Them ain't friends that they dealing with. Those are associates. what you say, on a situation.
Situational ships.
Yeah, if you
It's
can sit
based
and
on
watch
the
people,
situation and the outcome as to why they're around you.
I don't see how they sleep at night. Because if you watch a person sit and be sneaky, conniving, and cutting you down, what you think they'll do for you?
Mickey, I will say this. Someone put in a chat about Mushat. And when I went, when I went to Flit the last time, I wanted to see, because one thing watching on 810, watching, the council is another experience than when you're in the room with the people, right? So I said, well, the energy is very, I ain't gonna lie, the energy in that council is anxiety high, meaning like you're anxious, right? Because you can feel that in in my level of experience with spiritual stuff, I can feel the tension and the energy, and it's dark in the room, right?
Mhm.
Um, Not necessarily, I don't know where the dark energy is coming from, but I know that it's in the room, right? Because the
Mhm.
assumption is because sometimes we get along with people that they're doing right by us. And so we feel like the other group is the demonic force. But I will say this, I purposely went to the back of the room. When I was there, they had took a break and they had went to the back and they didn't want to speak in front of everyone. And so I was irritated about that because I was like, here we go. You know, all of them agree. All of the council people agree in Flint to go to the back instead of one debating and saying, no, this is the place for the people to hear. Why are we going to the back, especially when it comes to the water? Like, why is that such a big private thing? It wasn't a private thing when people went through it, but now it's a private thing when you want to discuss. Because I feel that people are making backdoor agreements, right?
Mhm.
So they don't want the public to see. That's on everyone on the council. That ain't just the specific four or the specific three. That is on everyone. So you hold everyone accountable the same. That's how we do in DC. We don't just look at our council and say, "Oh, because I like you," because I might do some things. I might take the photo with you, but I'm still going to hold you accountable
Mhm.
at the end of the day. And so when I was there, I purposely went to the back of the room because Mushat was talking, which is weird, Yolanda. Have you? I mean, Yogi G. Sorry, you're my buddy. I always say the real name. You remember, when we go to council in DC, we sit on the outside and they sit on the top, but you have never seen in DC council a bunch of police officers ever. I've never in my entire life seen anything like this. The building's already secure. When you go in, they got a thing, it makes noise when you go through. You got certain agencies that are in there when you go into Flint City Council or even the city building. So it's not like it's an issue of like something's going to happen. I mean, I do know that Flint has had some situations where people like Judy came in with a gun in her purse. I don't know if she denied it or she said she still had it. I don't really know the laws of Flint, Michigan with guns, but I will say this. I went to the back because Mushat was talking to the police officers and she was actually talking about a specific person in the audience. I'm not going to say who it is. That's a whole nother conversation because we can go on that forever. But I went back there to hear how she was describing what she was feeling and to see, was she genuine about her fear or was she just starting to pump up the negativity in the room? Well, after that, she walks back up to the front, and then we start testifying. And that was the day when the historical situation where the young lady gets, locked up in the back because they didn't call her number. Um, I did see her name. I was there. I signed. I saw her signature. But it's unfortunate when you see like Miss Taylor. Oh, I love Miss Taylor. She literally was like, "Anna, I'm gonna testify and then I'm leaving." She literally testified because they start with you, and she left. And then I went up there and I testified. But I will tell you this: the energy in this room in Flint Council is not a good energy. So I'm glad that it's recorded because even though tell people go down there, the reality is when you go down there testify, make sure you're speaking facts, make sure you try to meditate, try to keep yourself together before you get out there and start talking to these people because it's a negative force beyond. It is not normal in that room. That's all I was saying.
Well, I can agree with that, but the reason is a negative force. But look at the spirits that's up in there. you can't really see really clearness out of all of it. Like you said, I was just looking at who just put that up on. Who did I just put said with Mays refused to go to the
Executive
this was
session.
Allen. It said Mays refused a lot of executive sessions purposely so he can speak on the issue. And it's like, and that's what I was saying, with like what we going through. To me, in my humble opinion, that's why I was saying when you look at this, like, like I've been on, y'all know I done caught hell when I done been on Inez Brown. Maybe y'all don't know, but Inez Brown, the last clerk, to this current clerk. And what the problem is, and just this to me, I could be wrong. This me putting on my 10 foil
Full hat.
yeah, my 10 foil koofy hat. Is that okay? These blacks got in these positions because let's be honest, we know a lot of these positions, Negroes wouldn't have in these positions. So they started getting these positions. And I'm like, when they got in it, but it just to me, a bad batch then got in. And I feel like this a bad batch that's up in here. Because when Sis Audrey came, if the clerk office supposed to be independent, when she went and was complaining, when she went, no, she didn't complain. When she went and told her Liddell wasn't here, the councilwoman in the second ward, wasn't here for the full year. She let that slide. But what was true was when nobody else holler about she wasn't here besides Sis Audrey, because the focus was let's get Maurice Davis up out of there. And then, well, other people gonna say, well, they was running, they had to worry about that election, and a lot of this stuff. A lot of people was cool with Liddell when she was coming because the object was Maurice Davis was the boogeyman. You know what I'm saying? And these people be having relationships, Some people probably like the Inez because Inez might can let them slide something through. Because you have been hearing things about that clerk office that was going on. It depends on who you was, how the clerk office benefited you. Maybe Mays, she might have couldn't because Mays knew the rules. She probably couldn't play them games with Mays. You know what I'm saying? And then when you looking at, but when somebody went and said it, but how long has that been going on residency? But then nobody went complaining. But now, because you know what I'm saying, your people didn't get in there. But if you would have dealt with it from Jump Street, meaning when Liddell came, it should have been dealt with. Okay, when Josh Freeman Griggs and them, if y'all would have been dealing with this, because this was up on our Nails watch. I mean, Inez Brown watch. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, because people, you can like them. I never said she was not wrong. I never said, she's an evil person. I'm talking about politically. She played the game. And I'm gonna be honest, people might know this, and like I said, I don't care if I catch flack from it because it was the councilwoman Tanya Burns, like she was saying this when I was recording it, because we would be going back and forth. She was like she was the treasure. But if I'm gonna get in trouble for telling the truth, fuck it, I'll take it how it comes. Because like I said, I didn't know none of these people before then. So if y'all get mad at me for telling the truth, oh well. But when you calling this person a treasure, let me just say a gem of the city. You think a gem would have let somebody like Liddell come in and slide? And that's what I'm saying. And now that now that we got Davina up in there, and people expecting, okay, Davina supposed to do this, but I'm with the agreement. No, Davina, do your job. You know what I'm saying? But people, because these friendships again, because we know these people. That shit, I know.
But Mickey, let me ask you this, just so I can bring Yogi G so she can give an example from DC in this. So, Arnez, when people, DC has the same thing. We have people that are like mayor for life. We have people that have like names that just like you never take away from them. They can't do no wrong. They're like the legacy council, the legacy clerk, the legacy anything in DC, and that's real huge in DC. You are title crazy in DC. But I would say this: do you think? It's the same way when you think of Yogi. Just so you can get into this part, just like Eleanor Norton never decided to step down, still hasn't even put the announcement to step down. She's like 88 years old, does not even know what's going on. She talks. I haven't voted for her in years. People still keep putting her in office. And here it is, Arnez. Do you think that with her, she's been around for a while, people, do they vote them in? I don't know if they vote them in. but they've been in there, and so they know they're leaving out. And so sometimes people want something new. And so could Liddell had looked at as an opportunity for something new in the city? Because we fall into that trap too. We have a lot of people from out of town that come into our city and run for office. I'm not a fan of my councilman. Yogi G, you can speak to what I'm trying to say.
I really just I be wondering what people use as like their checklist for how people get into office, right? Because we got elections coming up here in DC, and everybody and their mothers now started on the campaign. We got somebody for Congress. We need to, like Anna said, we got 88-year-old Eleanor Holmes Norton, who for the most part, you don't want to disrespect her legacy, has, kept us okay. But let's not pretend that there's not a network that goes along with that title. So money motivates. And sometimes emotions might move people. But for the most part, self-preservation is the first one. And so, like, when people are out here campaigning and doing stuff, I'm a little leery of somebody that I haven't seen until election time has been coming up. So when I hear about people like all of a sudden coming on the scene as a savior, where was you back when so and so was in office and I didn't see you nowhere in these streets? Like we have somebody now. It's she's a transplant in DC, and she's running for our Ward 1 council. I think it is. She's coming in, and I have to be honest. Like, you have no resume. We don't know you in these streets. We don't know the work that you've done, but only because of the FBI, friends, brothers, and in-laws will you make it into these spaces. So I mean, honestly, I think just to step into Flint's world for a second. The thing with Davina, everybody say do her job. I think she's doing her job according to the administration. Like, at the end of the day, people are trying to eat, and like that's on the community to gather everybody together to get these people out of office. Until then, they just gonna keep doing what they want to do because who's gonna check them? Unfortunately, I mean, it's just that in DC we do polite politics. That's the only difference I see between what's happening in Flint and what's happening here in Flint is gangsters. That y'all got a whole row of gangsters. They just like FAFO.
This for y'all from not to cut you off, Yogi. This for Omar Thorpe for you two young ladies.
You can go ahead. You can go first, Yogi G.
So quick question for the ladies: what is the most important thing you look for when deciding who to vote for? For me, it's about community ties. Like, how much work have you done in the spaces where the people are needed most help? Like, if you taking care of people that already got what they need to get done, then you're not doing the job. It's when you impacting the people that's less fortunate, that's not getting the resources. Are you out there when we having these emergencies? And especially because we got all our MPD out here tagging and bagging people. Like, where is your voice in these times when our mayor is not showing up? That's what I'm looking for in 2026 election. What was you doing and to support the people while it was most uncomfortable? So I mean, I don't know what else. I don't go by whether you a Democrat or Republican. To be honest, I'm a registered Democrat, but I run as an independent because I don't believe in none of it. You got to show me to tell me. You got to show me. Don't just tell me. You got to show me. And so that means you showing up, being a physical presence, and actually committing the resources, getting resources together that ain't on that list that they be circulating around DC. What about you, Lorna?
I look at who they're around. I am really respectful of who they associate, who they came with, who their friend groups are. And that doesn't necessarily mean the person's bad. So I'm not saying that because you might have someone in your group who a lot of people are not fans of, that you can possibly be a bad person for the community. But I look at your friend groups. I look at the money. I look at who is the person that's raising, who's your campaign manager. I look at all those things. And then I also look at their proven track. So like, where are their actions at? What have they done in the community? If everything they've done in the community was based off of someone else's organization and bringing them on, and all they're doing is a quick photo, that ain't grassroots. Yogi G, grassroots. At the end of the day, grassroots. What are they doing in the community without the cameras?
You brought up a good point, though. check them friend circles. You gotta listen. You gotta turn to a person. I don't know. Stalker is the point, but like, if this person is about to be over control of your life and your livelihood and your community livelihood, you gotta get to know them like somebody you trying to marry. You gotta start looking at who they hanging with, who you talking to. And I don't know, DC seems big, but it's small. But like, you see a person one time, you likely to see them a couple of more times, and so you able to see some of your council members hang out in bars and stuff like that. And you gotta do your due diligence, man. You just can't go off the whim of a friend, because now you see this where we end up. Like, we got a lot of people that on the forefront got black and white that they doing this and that for our community. But I bring up the RFK Stadium deal right now. Everybody love football. Everybody want the Commanders to come home. And
Mhm.
everybody, like, they used to see your citizens up there. They had their pom poms and everything. But what they're not talking about is that our actual council, people who were fighting for housing justice allegedly, signed us into poverty. They signed it so that we won't be able. It's called the Rental Act. So right now, our council members who just told us how we fighting for DC and how they fighting for the
Mhm.
people, signed our own death warrant by now reducing our time that we had to deal with rent inefficiency. So that means we used to have 30 days to be able to get our affairs in order to avoid eviction. Now we went from 30 to 10 days. And this is from a predominantly black council. So, I mean, like, you can't even go off with, at first, I think in the civil rights movement, everybody was just voting for black. If it's black, I'm down.
See,
Now I'm like,
but see,
black, mulatto, or other. I
yeah,
don't
but
care.
see, but that's the problem that we running in. That's why I'm going back to now. You see how, and not to cut y'all off, but you see where Holidale got in because all of them was caught on get my Reese Davis off. See, they ain't nobody gonna say none of that. And you be having some. Listen, they made Dr. Weaver, and don't get me wrong. I'm not a fan of her, but I can respect what she was doing. But I still don't look like she was finna change nothing. Let's
Well,
be
Vicky,
honest.
what was Liddell doing before that made
In
everybody
DC,
what?
she was
Maryland, Maryland,
Maryland. Yeah, my bad, my bad, Maryland. But I'm just saying,
Maryland is
look
not
at the
DC.
game. But look at the game that was played, though, man. That's why I can't let go, because I seen how Miss Beverly Biggs like this the game that was played. And but you know what I'm saying? And that's why I say I don't, because I know I'm gonna get. I don't care about getting in trouble. But I'm just saying, if me telling the truth on what was going on, people don't like it. Y'all need to look at individuals like that. And I'm not saying the councilwoman ain't, they ain't been up on there fighting. But I'm saying when the real fight was going on, you see how people can be lulled to sleep. You got Liddell in, and you know what I'm saying. Even pointing out when Dennis voted for Candace in. You know what I'm saying? For her to get on there. You know what I'm saying? Then you all this set all this off. But if Inez Brown would have did her job and wouldn't have been playing, but what that showed you was they've been playing this game. And the blacks that was politicians was playing it with them too. Because we don't know if it's people who they was liking able to get on. It's just that this mayor, when he got in there, he mastered their game better than them. Got the clerk office. Just
Yeah,
think
money
about
was
it.
on.
Recall sheets got lost. Don't nothing happen over there.
I think
Recall
Pastor
sheets
Gaddis,
get lost.
I think Pastor Gaddis had asked the question about how DC votes. People don't
You said
come
how
out.
was a DC vote turnout? How was it a big
Yeah,
turnout? That's what
people don't come out and vote.
uh,
It's only when it's 4 years most of the time. I mean, Yogi G is and I haven't experienced as running in an election. And I did good in my numbers. I was like less than 10 votes from this new white guy who just moved into my neighborhood from Charlottesville, Virginia. Doesn't know anything about the community, but my neighborhood has flipped. And he was 10. I was gonna, what do you call that? Go down there and go pay the money to go get
A recall.
the recall, because I do know that the DC Board of Elections, and I don't care if anybody gets upset that I say this, I don't think they're accurate in their counting. So
but it seems like that's going everywhere. They love for a low voter turnout because you
I
know
put
who
a
the
lot of
low
work in
voters.
BOE.
what you say, Yogi G?
No, when on to say about the board of elections, I was like, I put in a lot of work at BOE.
This, do y'all know who the low voter turnout is?
Us.
Right.
Well,
No, that's
Mickey,
just what it is.
in my neighborhood, when I was circulating,
Mhm.
trying to get people to vote, what am I voting for? They ain't gonna do nothing because DC's not a state. So you get Native Washingtonians or people that've been here for a while, they don't see no change, right? But you
Yeah.
what you see is transient people coming from out the city,
They
coming
change
in, getting into council positions, getting into all kind of stuff. I
But it's
mean,
just like
you're very own right there.
yeah.
Most people get into positions, political positions, because a family member lives there.
Mm-hmm.
Even in Flint, you've had people's family members reach
Oh,
out to someone
friends.
that lives
Oh,
somewhere else
friends. Yeah,
and say,
friends.
"Come on in and apply, and I'll get you in under this ticket."
I
And
mean, but
so
Mm-hmm.
that's
that's
also
the
because
same
our
thing in
criteria.
DC.
That's also because our criteria is weak, right? Like we don't
Mm-hmm.
have you can live here for like a month or two and run for council. Like
That's
it's not set up for success. It's constant change, especially with us being the nation's capital. At least that's why we always going through a different shift of power. It's always melanated because they always want to keep it true that we chocolate city, even though we ain't. Uh, but they got to control the masses for where the problem will lie. Because if we ever woke up and we rose up, it would be some real problems here in DC. So they put black faces in front of us because it keeps us docile. And we think that they know the black cause and they're gonna be down and hold the fist pound. And they only use it when it's time to get the votes, when it's time for them to get more money, when they looking for more grants for their personal programs and personal projects. That's how black you get when your check requires it or your grant requires it. But other than that, they don't see color. They colorblind,
Now,
except for green.
yeah, but when you see what Alan just said, politics became unattractive over the past 30 years to the black community. So now we must re-educate the people and train them to be critical thinkers because I don't think we have that no more. You know what I'm saying? Because now you look at it. Let me see what Raphael said. He said, "But that don't matter. That Washington D.C. is not a state. The people don't have understanding of why it's important to vote locally. See, and that's what it really is. I think what we going through. See, we get caught up. My thing is this: the people they done studied the black community, the black and brown. They know it's to a science. They know what you gonna do. They know how to push the buttons. And then when they put to me, it's just like it's one big plantation. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's how I'm looking at this now. It seems like they just trade out who they want. It's
mm-hmm.
whoever become the new flavor of the year. And it's like they will pick people to look like me and you to come back to our communities to because you don't want to have it say, oh, this person, this we didn't do that. Your people did that. Flint got a majority black council, black state rep, black mayor, black police chief. You mean to tell me it's this much hell going on? City council. I don't remember when the police was being sicked on the council members like this before. You know what I'm saying? But and then you seeing, like I said, when Jed came, Jed down there finna catch a case. But he fighting a case because he came up here for a peaceful protest. But you had some of the people from here didn't understand it. Oh, he was wrong. He came to the mayor house. Yeah, the mayor letting y'all sit up here bathe and drinking poison water and people family dying from cancer, but they ain't mad at that. They mad because the man came up here and Deborah L. Thompson, thank you for the 499. It's in Mickey and 8100 Awesome. Continue your great work in Flint, giving true info for the community. And thanks for the DC ladies too for tapping on and helping me out. But I'm just saying, I'm just saying, look at it. They was more mad because somebody came up here that was asked to come. Because I don't think he was looking. He looked and said, "I want to come to Flint." Come up here, run into some resistance, then they catch a case to come help. Seeing citizens getting pulled out cars, all this going on. But you know what the people was mad about? Because the casket came through the city, the symbolism of it.
You know
Got
what, Nick?
mad.
I think it's a generational thing too, right? Because the reason I got to be on the replay game for the nightly nip last night is because I was at school. So I'm taking multicultural media history, right? And a part of the project that I did was talking about the generational divide, about how
Mm-hmm.
you show up when things aren't wrong. And so, like, because we still have a lot of the older generation, they think that it's called respectable politics, right? Like everything has a pomp and circumstance or a curtsy, or there's a proper
Mm-hmm.
way that you're supposed to go about handling politics. And
Fact.
especially when you talk about black on black conversations, people are always worried about imagery because it's always connected with savagery when we start
Mm-hmm.
going at each other. So,
Facts.
like, I think that a lot of it is rooted in that the older community still believes that we are in a space where we can be civil, and we are in civil war. There's nothing civil about civil war, and so now we just have to either you're gonna have to. I don't. You gotta pick a line. You gotta pick a side. They already showing you who they are and what they willing to do. I have never, in my 43 years, witnessed outside of the history books in the African American Museum, seeing somebody who was exercising their freedom of speech in a controlled area, aka your council building, and get hauled away by the police and get like maimed and stuff like that. And I have to say, like, for me, watching from the outside into Flint and being somebody who's a grassroots organizer and works with future organizers, I have told them the story of Flint constantly because I am baffled by this. Like, is it really that bad to cut your nose to spite your face that you want to be respected or just have the illusion of being respectable black people that you willing to just die silently?
Facts.
You see what's going on? It's not blind. They're not hiding their hand. So what's
Let me,
stopping you?
let me ask y'all something, because a lot of people have been sacrificed.
Mm-hmm.
As far as you think in the Bible, the book of Job, God allowed Satan to take everything from him, his family, his
Mm-hmm.
his farm, his growth, and all that. Did I just go?
Yeah, you froze up. Let me
Yeah,
see. Let me answer this question for Lasagna.
Did I go out?
Yeah,
yeah,
you
you
froze
know.
up. Go ahead. Go
So,
ahead.
oh, sorry. So what I was saying was, did you hear the part about Job? So God took
Yeah, we got
everything.
to go.
Uh, okay. So what I'm saying is, do you think that some of us, the ones we call bootlickers, or the ones that we're calling the sellouts, do you think sometimes they're being threatened by people and sacrificing their families, so they're taking they're taking the rope to survive?
No, run that back because I heard the part when he was like about Job when God was letting Satan test him. Okay, that's after that you went in like
Okay,
further.
so what I'm saying is, um,
Now, because
I
I
was
can answer
reading
it better
I
than
was
you.
reading the comment, but when you think it, in the Word of God,
Mm-hmm.
people, God allows things to God allows
Mm-hmm.
Satan
Things
to
to happen.
to do. So in the book of Job, for anyone who's ever read the book of Job, he sacrificed a lot. He lost his family, he lost his
Mhm.
famine, he lost a lot, right? But he still was true
To
to
his face.
his faith, right?
Mhm.
But are we true to what we believe? And you don't have to
Hell
be a
no.
Christian or anything. I'm just
No,
saying, are we built like
no.
the way those people were at that time? And so what I'm saying is, the minute that man says they're going to take something from us, we fall like dominoes. We go down immediately, because some of us are not built for the fight. And I feel like a lot of weak people have gotten into position because they're easily targeted to control by putting a paycheck in front of them. Just put them in there, and I'm going to tell you what to say. And I feel that a lot of what we have going on now are people that paid for and bought for and sold to the highest bidder.
You know what? I agree with you. I don't know. See. It's hard for me to believe that they believe that these people actually say they believe in God because I'll give you an example, and I'll go with the Muslim
Oh,
guy.
I'm
I'll go
talking
with the
about
Christian.
I'm talking about the black and brown people that
But,
that
but,
that
but I'm finna show.
campaign on for the people,
But I'm finna
and
show
then
you.
they changed.
I'm finna show you where they don't believe in that. I'll give you an example, right? We just like say Muslim stores, like say Arabs, they Muslims, right? Why is they selling pork and pig and you a Muslim to the community? Okay. Now you want to go over here to the church, right? Let's get over here. Let's deal with Sodom and Gomorrah. Ain't that in the Bible? But see, if you talk like that, people because these different factions. That's just like when we came up here when they say you got your Lutheran, you got your 7 Day Adventist. Them was just people who didn't like the way they was practicing, so they wanted to put their own spin on it. So when you ask me, do these people? Don't the president go to church? Then you see. Even, I'm talking about when Trump was in there. We saw Bush go. We saw Obama and them go. We see them go pray and everything, right? But what about these wars? What about when you seeing bombs over there dropped on babies right now? We going through some stuff right now that they doing censorship because what's going over there in Palestine, and you know what I'm saying? Like you got people won't even say Kumar. I don't even like him no more. When he was saying it was a genocide, now he's saying it ain't.
Mm.
You know what
Censorship.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like you got Congress people, and we wonder like why what's going on. Like far as like I give you another one with the Democrats. You got Mondani over there in New York. You got Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries. Why they wouldn't support Mandani when he won the Democratic nomination? Because the other Como won, he got to run as an independent. Who you think the Democratic Party backing?
The one that's gonna keep the money flowing in their pockets.
What then you? It's like when you seeing all this stuff, and it's like it's hard for me to believe when I'm hearing this. Like even when they're not keeping the religion. Listen, they're not even keeping real with religion. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
They're not even keeping real with that. You got churches here. I'll just stick with Flint because I know more about. We got past this water is messed up. You got pastors that won't even say nothing against the mayor because you know who really their God is? Benjamin Franklin, Andrew Jackson, them big faces. Let's be honest. We
I
see
mean,
this all the time.
but
Go ahead.
Nick, I also think about that question, right? Like I heard you and Brother Elliot talk about it from time to time about that
Yeah,
fear factor. The fear
yeah.
factor is big, right? And I'm not when people step up to run for office. I think that they just thinking about, okay, I just want to do something great for my community. I want to have control over knowing what is supposed to be allocated to my community. But for Black people who enter into those spaces of power, you forget that that is a huge commitment and a calling. If you are going to speak truth to power and say that you are a leader or a representative of this community, it means sometimes a death sentence because we know America has not shifted its thinking to support us as a community. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused how these people get into these places and not understand the commitment that you're making. Like your life is no longer your own as a council member, which means that everybody is looking at you and who you shitting with, who you sleeping with,
Mm-hmm.
where you at, who you hanging with. So now you want to talk about something about privacy. You don't have no privacy. And then when you Black, yes, I'm looking for you to rap all things Black. Meaning, if this water is messed up, and you know you represent our community, and you not speaking out against that, then you can no longer be my representative because now you're telling me who you really representing, and that's the dollar. And so, like, that I want people to reacclimate themselves when they talk about replacing these people that they mad at now for council positions and stuff like that, and really think about what that commitment is. Because, like, to say you want to be a leader in these days and times, meaning that you are comfortable with removing fear out of your vocabulary and you are committed to the movement, even if death should come upon you. That is a commitment, and that's why people put you in that position because you getting money and you get access to be able to be in these positions. That's the fair exchange, the community supporting you. So like I don't have no empathy. Like I got friends that are elected officials and I tell them you better figure it the fuck out. Because if you want me to have empathy for you and you got your child and you want people to, you knew what it was. The 60s wasn't that long ago. The 30s wasn't that
Right.
long ago. It's the same script, different cast. So I mean, like I don't know. That's Yolanda's rant, Yogi G's rant. But
Hold up, Anna. Not to get off subject, but let me say this to Lasagna Larry because I had her question up here. It said, "I don't think they was mad about the casket. In my opinion, they was more mad because he's not from a resident of Flint, a city outsider." Well, answer this question for me. When was MLK? When was Martin Luther King? Because we always hear all these people throw these people names up. They wasn't none of them from the places.
nope,
See, but see, that's the trick that the devil been using and that they employ on the people. He wasn't from here. When MLK went down to Tennessee, was he from Tennessee to help the sanitation?
nope,
When he got with the Emmons Pettus Bridge, when he went down to Alabama, was he from Alabama when he went down there?
Nope.
See, and this what I think where this is where and it's no knock. It's just being honest. Lasagna. See that's the type of rhetoric when people they wasn't from here. God damn it, where was the people from here at could get the people motivated? Where was they at? You can't, man. Can't nobody here tell me.
They had whole freedom rider
Listen,
movements where people got
listen,
on buses and greyhounds
man.
just to come and support getting against injustice. What are you talking about?
But see, this is why the black community never gonna move forward. Because you know who they'll let come in? A Liddell Lewis who ain't been here in a minute. You know who
Who's
they'll
not
let
from
come in?
DC?
Sir Major, who ain't been here in a minute. I mean, ain't been here, but was able to sneak in. Do you know who they want to make out? See, they pick and choose, and you know who go along with it? We do. We do. We'll get up in here. They painted the second war probably getting what it deserved. And I hate to say that because I got family over there. But it's probably getting what you deserve because the game that y'all did. Y'all wanted Maurice out, but you didn't have nobody that y'all was going to replace him with.
But Mickey,
And
let
let's
me
be
ask
honest.
you,
Come on with
why,
it.
why did they want Maurice out? I mean, I'm not trying to get into that subject, but what were the main reasons? Like, were they justifiable as to why people wanted the person out?
Because really, to be honest with you, I think Maurice, because I'm going to be honest, because at one time, Maurice, you know, when the mayor got in, but you have to do business with the mayor when they come in. You have to do. Maurice but he wasn't the only one that was on the press conference when the mayor did the press conference. You know what I'm saying? Maurice was over there. You know, he was dealing. But after Maurice seen the BS, he had changed because this when him and Eric was going at it. Maurice changed, but I watched them do Maurice like he wasn't shit. Now he might not gonna come out and say it, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it when it started. If I remember when Dr. Weaver had her radio show, they had that man sitting on that her call-in show and really didn't say nothing, and they wouldn't even fuck. They didn't even want to be for him, and they didn't even support Sis Audrey like that. Now let me go be real with that too. I don't care about pulling it up because she didn't even get the support. Y'all didn't want Maurice Davis, but y'all didn't throw the support behind Sis Audrey. But then you get Liddell up in there. And then when Sis Audrey went to Inez, if I'm mistaken, I'll come back and say I'm wrong. But that's how I was heard. She went and told Liddell about not Liddell, but told Inez about the residency. Don't you think everybody should have been focused on that? But they was more focused on getting Maurice up out of there. Well, nobody else saying Liddell ain't stay here for that whole year. Nobody saying nothing. Well, nobody saying nothing. Then nobody saying one iota. They let that slide. But now, Leon, you know, the councilman with his residency. You want to put it on Davina. Well, she should do her job. But when I was hollering on there, should have did her job. She should have did her job too. But see, in fact, when he reached out to Trump, they got mad because he reached out to Trump. That was another one. But to me, that was a scapegoat, Miss Odie, when they said he reached out to Trump. That was a scapegoat because a lot of these people, they be talking that junk deal with Republicans too. That's how you know this stuff is crazy, that this whole thing is a setup here. That's why when I said when Jeb came here, hell, the mayor, from my understanding, the top Republican that was in Tennessee threw a fundraiser for him. That's how he lost his position. So how could they be mad at Maurice going to want to talk to Trump to go get some help? Because you couldn't get no help from the Democrats. You see the hypocrisy that they played, and the Negroes here didn't understand that. Your mayor be dealing with Republicans, but y'all but he can't deal with them in public, but he can deal with them in private. That show you the game that they played down here. They played these niggas so damn smooth. That's why this mayor gonna be up in here.
Did y'all see that executive order that Trump had put out? So like, I wouldn't be surprised if it came from what happened in Flint, Michigan. You know, when Jed came with the coffin and put it in front of the mayor's house. So now they have an executive order that you can't even go to any elected official's house and do any type of advocacy, you know, holding up signs, anything. How do y'all feel? How do y'all feel about that? I mean, like at the end of the day, you can't even
because they know their asses in trouble. because they know their ass is in trouble. If you read a book called The Fall of America, you can understand why some of these rules is going down. These politicians know the people gonna wake up in one day and snatch their asses up out of there. The court system already looking like, hold up. You mean to tell me I go kill somebody, I can go to jail? You poison the whole city. You done threw Ricos on everybody else, but it was unqualified to do do. Listen, they play. What's up, Holla Martin? Thank you for tapping in. Just me, what it do? They said, wait, but didn't they just go to Kamala House and Obama House? Because it's a difference. Get to that's what I'm saying. If you see,
So,
but everybody acting like they don't know this is America. This is all I'm saying. Let's do. I got to go back and paint a bigger picture. You want me to go back into the 1900s? Jack Johnson won the heavyweight championship. Did you know they cut the film? The police went and rushed the thing, cut the film. They didn't want to show a white man being knocked out. They went and lynched niggas that night.
so Vicky, let me ask you a question.
Come on
So,
with it.
so listen, we know this, right? That all of this is what they used to call it, like Captain Obvious. Like we can see these things, like democracy is falling day by day, second by second. So what do we do? What do we propose for the people to do in the midst of all of the democracy falling? Because we don't have checks and balances right now, but we got community.
But that's why we need to do community building. Why are we so foolish when you can see in other groups, you see what they have? Don't they have their schools for they have learning centers for theirs? Or we don't
Absolutely.
have learning centers for ours. We don't have like neighborhood meetings like they have in other influent neighborhoods and other people. Everything we lacking is what other communities have for their own.
Do you
Why
think
you think?
it's that 40 acres and a mule thought that we got?
Nah, what's that goddamn slavery mentality that we got? What do you think about? You got a Chinatown, right?
Yep.
You got a Mexican town, right?
No,
A Mexican town.
Well, we
we
Mickey,
got
got
one here.
Ethiopian area.
No, we got
We
one
got a
here in
little
Detroit, though.
Ethiopia.
But
we
I'm
do got
saying,
a
but
little
you,
Havana though,
yeah,
Columbia
but I'm
Heights.
saying, but you will have
Oh,
these
that's
things,
gentrified. That ain't no longer no.
but the point that I'm
That's
saying though,
uppity.
but everyone have their own communities. They
Yeah.
have their grocery stores
Yeah.
that they go to. Well, we don't have it at.
But that's what I was saying about 40 acres and mule, right? I mentioned that because we often are over dependent on governance because of the fact that we feel like that we're owed. And it's not to say we're not. It's just to say it's stifling us to keep considering that we're gonna keep battling heads with government to make sure that we straight. So when I talk about like when I love to hear that you say we gotta rebuild community because that's absolutely the move.
Mhm.
And that's a lot of the connections that Brother Elliot and you be making on y'all shows that like, yes, we do have to stand up for democracy. Yes, we do have to keep letting them know that this shit not right. Is it gonna get us immediate impact into our communities? No.
Mm-mm.
Like I remember asking Brother Elliot, I was like, y'all don't have any people who are carpenters or that could like take youth by the side and teach them how to start like doing roof repairs, like doing small things, make big movements. You know what I mean? Like we could sit here and I stopped going to my council meetings. Not gonna lie. I stopped going because I was felt like I was wasting my time to testify because there's other people that can do that and put these problems on the record. I want to start building community so that we can start being self sufficient. And we'll worry about making them give us the government dollars later because my community is dying now. My community needs fresh food now. Our community needs housing resources now. And if we can make that happen without having to worry about whether or not they're going to vote us in or vote us out of having support, why isn't that priority right now instead of keep banging our head against the wall of government that already telling us that they don't want to help us? I don't
Okay.
know. That's just my thought.
No, I agree with you. I'm saying what the teacher lady said. Ethnic communities build their own because the greater community doesn't meet their needs: language, food, safety. Don't you think that's the black community? They not meeting they they not meeting their language, food, safety. Hey, our name is in mostly the blacks that's here. I'm gonna say damn near 99.9% of it. Last name came from the plant slave masters that own them. You don't think blacks, teacher lady, need to be re-educated Just like have you had a lot of other ethics communities, yeah, they go to the American schools, but they still bring them back to their learning centers for they can still know about their heritage. Like,
They go Saturday schools and what is it in Korea? They go whole
yeah,
school until Saturday, and then you got cultural events that keep them constantly immersed. And no matter what kind of influences from the Western society they have, they keep themselves immersed in their culture. And we, as Black communities, sometimes we don't do that. But I also
facts,
want to touch on what Omar said. Omar
mhm,
said, "That's my thing. How can we unite when certain people don't want to smell the coffee?
facts, facts.
Everybody can't go." Everybody can't go. Everybody not gonna be a part of your community. Mickey talked about this movie before. I think I mentioned it too. Gangs of New York. Look at that.
Mhm.
Everybody had a banner, everybody was a badger, a wolf, or something. They was their own community. You gotta find your community and make it rock. You can't take everybody with you. People still want to believe in the system and still want to believe that they can bang their head up against a government that already done killed you, showed you they willing to steal you. Look at what happened in Chicago. Come on, people.
But
I
if
sent,
you,
I sent the video to you, Mickey,
oh,
but
you
like,
want me to play it?
yeah, play it for the
Yeah,
people because like
let me
this
put
is
this
where
up
we
for you.
at.
Oh crap, I got to just add it. Hold on, let me just add it because I already had it. Y'all check this out. Courtesy of Yogi G.
You're not coming in. You're not coming in. Simple as that. You're not coming into our sacred spaces. You're not coming in. You're not coming in. You're not coming in. Why not? Why can't I come in? Because I said you're not.
This is Larry Krasner's town hall at Mother Bethel Church at Society Hill.
You're not coming to our sacred spaces.
Where are you?
You're not coming in our sacred spaces. Simple as that. Because I said you're not coming in.
I'm
saying you're not coming in.
You have no right to tell
You're not coming in.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're not coming in our sacred space. What you will see what it means. I don't care. You'll see what it means when you come up in here. You will see what it means. You will see
said don't
threaten people.
Don't threaten people, he said.
We were trying to come to the event. They denied us entry. They have a human wall. They have the blue wall.
Mickey.
Yeah, I'm back.
Otis be messing up my stride.
What I do? Huh?
You messed up my stride, Otis. That's in Philadelphia. That's an event that happened in Philadelphia. Those
Oh
were the
wow.
young men who went on the campus after CK's assassination and
let me
tried
find
to
the other one.
back up.
That's why I was wondering when I was watching. I was like, wait a minute, didn't she just say?
My
But
bad.
that was a good thing that he put up too, because I saw that. That's crazy.
They try to pick up his legacy. I don't want to get too far off what happened in Chicago, but for that particular one, they try to pick up the legacy of CK. And
I got you.
this is
Hold on.
where we are right now.
I got you. I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to put that, but I'm glad you did that because I did want to get on that one too. This the one you want to write. I got you. This the right one,
There
right?
we go. Yeah.
Mitch.
The volume?
Yeah, I know I had volume on that, Mickey.
It doesn't talk.
Yeah, dude. Damn it, Otis. Look at that. He ain't got the volume button on.
Oh, you sent me the muted one that ain't playing because that's what I'm playing that.
What?
Yeah, the volume on.
Oh, all right, that's for me. It played on my side. All right, well.
Yeah, send me that week.
You see the hundreds of agents raided a
Fine, because you sent me 3 of them, but yeah, this one can you hear it now? Hold on. Let me see if you. I don't know what you did, Yogi, on that one.
I don't know. I'll send it again, but it's
resend it to me.
Yeah, it's playing on my side, but like what's happening? What's happening in Chicago is wild to think. Mayor said, all of the rights in the world, you know, in my city to do nothing, and I'm backed by the governor. And the way that they rolled up on this apartment complex was it last night? I think it was just last night. And to hear that they dragged women, children, and kids out of there and zip tied them while they were naked and half closed.
Let me try. Let me see if this. Let me see if this is right now. Send me this.
Do you see that hundreds of agents raided an apartment complex in Chicago in the middle of the night, taking children out naked and detaining Black U.S. citizens? This happened around 1 a.m. at a large apartment complex in the South Shore neighborhood of Chicago. Over 300 agents from ICE, FBI, ATF, and other agents showed up to the apartment complex. They came with helicopters, some people saying they saw Black Hawk helicopters, and it seems like they also came hidden in budget and U-Haul trucks. Officials from the government said that they did this because they were looking for 6 high-priority targets, including suspected members of Tren de Aragua, even though they never showed a warrant while they were there, and they have not confirmed if they actually detained anyone that is a member of Tren de Aragua. Agents went into nearly all of the 100 apartments that were in the complex. They were busting down doors and dragging people out of their beds. There are reports of kids being zip-tied and being taken out buck naked. Black residents who are U.S. citizens also said that they were dragged out of their apartments. They were held at gunpoint, asked to give their name, date of birth, and asked if they had any warrant. They also separated people, Black people in one van and immigrants in the other van. Reports say that between 30 to 40 people were disappeared that night. Activists are trying to figure out who were the people that were disappeared since the government is not giving any information on the individuals. This raid should be a reminder that they're coming for all of us. Look, white supremacists have done a great job of separating the Black and Latino community, especially during the last election. They separated us so then they can come and hunt us down. They don't care about any of us because of the color of our skin. And to any white people seeing this and say, not my problem, remember Donald Trump just said that U.S. cities should be training grounds for the military. And they're starting, as always, with Black and brown bodies. They're moving to everyone next, white people included. I'm sorry this is happening to our communities, but we need to stick together. Like I've always said, we are stronger together. This is still very much a developing story, so I'll continue bringing information as it comes in.
And I know, Mickey, we got some people from the Shy. It's in the chat, so... And I don't know if Concrete Jungle was meaning that for what we're talking about now, but if anybody got any updates or any other kind of information that's happening and that to go with what we just watched, please let us know in the chat. But I thought that was really disturbing to see that, like, even what we're dealing with in DC and to see in comparison to what's happening in other cities and states, I don't see how you can't be looking for your community and looking to build your community right now. Because if you're thinking this government going to turn around and save you, and all of a sudden tomorrow they're going to change their mind, this morning on our White House, on your White House website, they had another TikTok video where they were playing "Here Comes the Reaper."
But no, I got one for y'all. Did y'all hear about Bad Bunny? With Jay-Z picked him to do the halftime super show?
Yes.
Did you know ICE gonna be there?
They had a whole press conference where they said they will be right there front and center to tag and bag people during the Super Bowl.
And I will say this, I get it when they talk about the National Guard being there and everything. So I was watching some shows or whatever. They said the National Guard was being there, but look who you bringing up here. They backing up ICE. Like, because I've been hearing, like they say, ICE been pulling up too along with the police. Like, I'm like, is we really at this stage right now? What I'm saying,
Mickey, we see ICE every day in DC. ICE is right outside right now.
I can believe it.
We literally live with massive agents. I didn't put the video up, but me and Yogi G were literally driving, and we witnessed something in real time. So I don't know what I do know what happened in Chicago, because a lot of the Chicago Tribune actually did, and I was talking to my friend Miss Ellison from Chicago, asking her about the raided building, and she was saying it's real. But you're going to hear a lot of people say different things. She had families that live close to it. So I do have friends that live in Chicago. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because so many people put TikToks out, right? And so some things can be true, but it's their narrative on how they're saying what's going on. But with media over 90% overtaken by the far right, you got to be careful on what you're reading. But it's nothing like picking up the phone and having some friends. That's why you need to have friends globally. Yeah. Have some friends that live in other areas. Don't be so caught up, I'm from here and this is all I know. You have to know people from outside, because if you see DC and you see other areas, you be like, whoa, they really going through some stuff. But the only way you're going to know is if you're tapping into that community. The only way people know what's going on in Flint is if you're still tapping into that community. And that's the same thing with DC that's going on now, and Chicago. It's a sad situation. But unless you're there, we always can question the integrity of the person doing the the TikTok or the Instagram.
Yeah. But they always over. But see, to me, they over show black violence, but they not gonna show white violence, because what we experiencing right now, this is not black violence. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'll say this again, that it was a tragedy what happened on that in Charlotte to the young lady. You know what I'm saying? When she got killed by the guy. You know what I'm saying? But I remember watching, I'm just saying, man, when you watch this stuff, a lot of people, I know a lot of people want to act like we racism is not going on here. But if you really want to see what racism is, let's just go look at the NFL with our good brother Shador Sanders. Do you see all the hypocrisy he coming up under? He's when has the third string quarterback had to say something? Third string quarterback. They went to him, but don't nobody call out these racist white reporters to want to start something. Like, they want that brother out the league.
You talking about Scott Jennings on
No, I'm just saying in general. I'm talking about football. You ain't see
when
they asked Shador Sanders about because but then you got these so-called Negroes like Stephen A.
I knew you were going to say that.
Because I'm gonna be honest, because but see, them are the types that America love. See, he's what America will want every other black man in America to be. They don't want nothing to be like, say a Minister Farrakhan, say Elijah Muhammad, or say Marcus Garvey, or Malcolm X. They love the Malcolm X. Nah, but they ain't like the Malcolm X when they told them the chickens coming home to roost. They ain't like that, the bullet or the ballot. They ain't like that Malcolm X. Oh, they love the Martin Luther King say, can we all get along? Oh, they ain't like the Martin Luther King, so I think I integrated my people into a burning house. See, these the people that they want to put us. Go on every ML King street and go to on Malcolm X Boulevard. How is them streets in them neighborhoods, them streets is on?
You better not come here in DC and hang out on MLK without a chaperone.
But they love MLK. Oh, they love Malcolm. But look at the neighborhoods that they in. How's the neighborhoods doing around them? You know what I'm saying? The names of their streets. I'm listening.
We dropping a lot of gems, but I need them likes to go up. I need people to subscribe, and it's still $5 Friday.
$5 Friday.
It's still $5 Friday. I need people to hit the like button. I'm looking at it. I don't care if you hit that like 1,000 times. Just make sure it stays on like.
Right. Otis need another boot.
Yeah. For
and if you hear me on your little chat, hit the heart button 1,000 times. Everyone, hit the heart button 1,000 times.
We need the love.
We need the love.
6 o'clock. She gonna give you some info. It's 6 o'clock this evening, and the lady, y'all coming on Sunday, right? 7 o'clock.
Sunday.
Yeah.
And facts, Raphael Bird, you see what he said? He said all MLK and MX Boulevards is to show you where the black people are. And that's what I'm saying. They act like this all of a sudden, but that's why. But see, a person to let Ben Crump come here. Oh, look at Ben Crump. What has Ben Crump done but get rich? But see, that love. And don't get me wrong, they brought Jesse up here. God damn, they brought Jesse up here. Brought Jesse up here, and they know Jesse ain't all of, but you know what? Because the people, Jesse got to support people, even though he don't probably know what's going on. And I'm not taking no shots at Jesse, but just how wicked these people is and what they would do for money. You would think Jesse would be sitting back enjoying life, not out here in the field like he really know what's going on. And then what's even worse than that, you would get so-called people doing photo ops. And you see the people did the photo ops with Kamala Harris. When the president come, we doing these photo ops. They all up here doing this. But you know what? When they leave election over, has Kamala been back here? She wrote a book talking shit now, But people forgot, what did she say? Biden was racist. He was a rapist. But when he told her, I want you to be my vice president, did she jump on board? Oh, he's a good
Damn right.
person. But they forgot what was just said during the primary.
I mean, look at J.D. Vance. He talked about Trump for years.
And
terrible about him.
Bro,
and now there's no Project 2025. And man,
but you know what these people do?
Whoever wants their agenda, they're gonna do what they gotta do to get on the platform. If they gotta kiss and shake a tail feather with some of these fools, that's what they're gonna do.
That's what they do. Hey, I can get you that new truck over there. It might not be a 26, but it'll be a 23.
Because people don't believe in the power community no more. They don't. I don't believe in that.
You had allegedly. I got to put that on there because I ain't got no money to get sued. Allegedly, council people was getting their house did. Well, she wasn't even council yet. They was in the third ward, got her house did. Mess around, we hear about the deacon, because the deacon got his house did. Like allegedly, I'm just saying, but all this stuff going on. I'm just telling you.
But sometimes we might have people that might be good for us, but they just not equipped to even run. I know in Flint you had some people that was running for position. I said, I'm sorry, and I like you. I like you to a certain extent, but you is not qualified to run for a position.
Do you think they're gonna pick some people who got common sense? They go get with people who they know that they get this money, man. Look how I'm riding. Look how I'm riding. Hey, you know what I'm doing this? Just think about it. A lot of these people wouldn't even having people around them until they start getting these titles. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're a council person. Do you still start people flocking around there over there to them? You know what I'm saying? This stuff was so wicked. And I don't know, like I said, I could be right, I could be wrong. But I was hearing rumblings that LaShawn, the councilwoman in the third ward, was helping Miss Biggs get the recalls for Liddell Lewis. But all of a sudden, she was Team Liddell. You don't know who. Listen, it was some people that was in her crew that was over there helping her. But that was friends with the people that was in the other seats.
Mickey, I don't understand how this three times. Was it 3 recalls? How much money was put into the recalls?
Damn, Matt, you had people that's with the other side.
Situation. Even LME's situation, I've never seen anything like this. Yogi G, it's nothing like DC. These people already know who they putting in. I mean, people telling you don't write yourself as a write-in candidate, you don't get in. And now we prove that it ain't even whether you write your name in, it ain't whether if half the community likes you. It's if the mayor of Flint wants you in, you're going to get in.
It was people that were supporting. Listen, I'm telling you, I was at the day it was voting day. I don't want to say no names, but the election day, it was people that was for AC Dumas, but that was over there with Miss Biggs coming over there. Yes, y'all wonder why she didn't get in there and your person didn't get in there. And then allegedly the person y'all was voting for allegedly took a deal. So y'all was going for somebody that already sold y'all out. So was y'all there helping just to help to split the votes? I'm just saying, just think about it.
Money
and
motivates.
People, and you know what? And these people to be all in each other's face, like, are you serious? So was the recall? And I'm not saying Miss Biggs was doing her thing, her and her husband, but was really the help really good? Was them people really there to help you, or was they there to sabotage? Then you get 6 sheets lost. So you listen, you battling your help, you're fighting the clerk office. How you gonna win?
Building community, man.
How can you build community with these snakes? You really have to listen.
The snakes already built their community, Mickey. They got a pyramid scheme going on, courtesy of
right. And why you think certain things? Why you think a lot of things they keeping certain people being kept in? That's why I respect this mayor. When he got in this game, when he got in that seat, he knew how to consolidate it, and he knew what he was doing. He had people fooled with Davina. Just think about it. She fooled people. Was like, even Mays got fooled. And in my humble belief, I believe Mays was fooled because he was once saying like he busted up, like it seemed like that it was Davina was, Neely was gonna bring the body from the outside in, and the whole time he had his person there. Just think about it. Doing when the councilman in the first ward announced Miss Beverly Biggs' name, and then it switched his vote. And when she was supposed to do it, if y'all go look at that video, go look how Davina looked, and she looked at Candace because the other people were shook. They didn't know like what went down. They was like, "Damn, did he do it?" You know what I'm saying? Like, what should I do? What should I do? Only one had common sense, said Davina, no, was Candace, and Davina went gracefully back there with the lawyer and everything, and they concocted that spirit up, and she came back and, oh, we have to do this. Candace was not supposed to stop Davina from going on with that vote count. Didn't nobody look at that. Then we know who all the people was mad at? Candace. No, you should have been mad at Davina, but they ain't see Davina been in the game too. I mean, Davina might be doing some work. Like I say, this is just me. This is just my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong.
You see Omar's comment, Mick?
What'd he say? Okay, I got it. He said, I will say it one more time. They didn't want Davina until May stood up for her in a meeting. And look what Davina did. She played the game right. But I think it was a game. They made it look like they didn't want Davina. You know how sometimes people can play a game, have you looking to the left, and they really shooting this move on the right? Because if they really didn't want Davina, why is she doing all the work that she doing for that? Why is she doing all the work if they didn't want her?
Placeholders, man. That's what it is. Until the money gone and the rapture come, that's all they there to do. That's what it seemed like from the outside looking in.
Oh, hey, Raphael Bird, I'm glad you caught that. I'm glad y'all go back and watch that. This game they playing, it ain't hard to figure out once you know it, but it's other people. That's just like, and I do agree with you. They figured they couldn't control Miss Big, so like we'll wait to 26, and they're gonna run this whole thing back again and watch who gonna win. He got the clerk office. He got the dark money, as Mays would say, with dark money, the dark money coming in. Who gonna win?
When y'all next mayoral election come up, Mick?
Next year, and I'm already putting it in. He gonna run it back. His wife gonna run it back.
He hasn't announced yet.
Yeah, he did. He probably waiting on other people to announce. It's so wicked here. If it is, I don't know who would really want to run the way the games they're going to play. Like I say, because this is the thing, Yogi, and everybody keep missing. He don't need 50% of the black vote to win. This ain't nothing new. We all heard it. Get 20% of the black vote. So where's that other 90-some% that he keep getting put in?
Damn.
Okay, now you see where we at. Unless the black vote become ones like that one block, that voting block is. Since Flint are predominantly black, now if the blacks came like that other voting block is, oh yeah, then we wouldn't have a Neely, we wouldn't have a Liddell, we wouldn't have a Leon. Man, people is winning. A write-in won.
That was diabolical. And now I worked for the board of elections here in DC, and we had to do signatures and stuff like that, and we got a dual process for that and signatures. And for what I saw come across that screen, I ain't the smartest person in the room, but I know how to raise an eyebrow when shit don't look right, and that was diabolical for real.
Facts. Just look at it. You got AC Dumas, the longest, behind Papa Jared Effie's baby boy. AC kept throwing that out. I was behind Effie's baby's boy. Coming why he ain't been the council no more. He just gave up on it. This was the same man said he talked to God. God told him he was gonna win. Just like he's a deacon, and the other bishop said God told him Kansas City Chiefs was gonna win. Them two losses should show them God is not with them.
Well, maybe God not with him.
No, I'm talking about with the pastor, the bishop, that said God told him Kansas City was gonna win. He should know God not listening to him. And then you got the deacon. Man, he was.
You already know why he said Kansas was going to win, because all that corruption Talking about that quarterback's mom was a huge Trump supporter.
Good morning, Crystal Monique. But it just show you how crazy these people is, man. It's just like I don't see. To me, I'm you know who I'm going with, who that voting block. That's what I'm finna be paying attention to. Who that voting block get behind. That's I can tell y'all who gonna win.
Yeah.
When I see who the voting block, now if that voting block behind the mayor, Neely's winning again. Now if I see that voting block get from behind him, then I'll know. Then I'll come on and tell you I don't think he's gonna win right now.
Let me ask you: do y'all have like town halls and stuff like that? Because that's what we do in DC. Like around this time, everybody want to have a town hall. Everybody want to have an event where you meet your candidates and things like that, and start having community connections and stuff. So is that something that happens in Flint?
They haven't, but it be disagreements. I mean, they try to have. I ain't gonna lie. I will say that Jasmine Stanley, what they had to Woodrow Stanley, they have them, but I don't know what it is. To me, it's just the city. But this might say something. This probably can explain it. Mark Hutchins said, I could be wrong, Mickey, but I don't think the black vote is split. That Boulay is Team Neely. Their performance over the past 3 years look like they hand in the cookie jar too, sadly.
Told you, buying money is motivating.
You may be right. That's what I'm telling you. These jokers here, and I think they don't want certain people in. I guess to me it seems like they'd rather lose and let the other people get their people in if they people can't get in. They don't want nobody who they can't control. And believe me, they do not want nobody. Why you think ain't nothing? Ain't like nothing just stopped not getting done when Neely got in office. Don't get
but to that point of Mark Hutchinson, Mick, did you ever see that video? It's on a video on YouTube, and they did an interview with some affluent blacks. I guess they would be Boulay, and they talked about how they were asking them their opinion about the mass migration from the Southerners, the other blacks who were still down in the South coming up north. And they basically was saying, like, we don't want it. Like, we want them to find their own community, and we sure they'll be okay. But we're worried about being compared or people thinking that we're like them. That talent and 10th mentality. And this was in the 60s. Yeah. So, like, when you talk about the Boulay being in control, it really is about that. They still get access to the money. They get the privilege of being around in these spaces, even if they being called the N-word in the background. They still get the safety of pretending that you are like them. So I can see easily where they would would that matter to me? Me and mine taking care of. That's why I said self-preservation is always the first motivation. Outside the money, making moves, right? But like,
Max.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, other than beating our heads to the wall, trying to shame people and wag your finger, what accountability are we holding on ourselves to start retaining resources to build community amongst ourselves?
We're not. Because all you seeing is Boulay members call out other Boulay members. They still got money.
They still affluent.
Yeah, because but see what they do, they trick the food. They trick the ones who they think they don't know nothing. Do you know a lot of these, like, if people read Jordan Sheraton's book, We the Poison, you can see some of these prominent names was in the book. Do you know a lot of these black people deal with these same individuals that was in the book? And you had these black people to go back and run and tell on you to these said white people who running things around here. Now let's don't forget that. Now we got these tattletellers that's running around. They will let you know what's going on. I remember it was a time that's why I say these people is with this black power shit is diabolical. I remember they were supposed to have wanted to do a black movement, but guess who was going to be behind it? It was a white man that was going to be funding it. So how was it a black movement? That's just like when they talking about this black grocery store. How is it black grocery store when Motten gave millions to it?
Man, y'all been talking about that grocery store not going on.
I'm just saying. But you got people in the community that is kind of, and they lost on. You got something like, well, we need this. But it's not a black grocery store. Just because y'all put y'all money, who you think going to get a bigger share? The people that put the millions in or the people who didn't put the $250, $300?
Well, what happened to that donut place that I went to? Wasn't that black owned?
What place you
talking? You know the donut place I went to with Winters. They sold turkey too. I think.
They was black owned. They not open no more. Yeah, they was black owned. But I'm just saying. But have you really noticed a lot of the Man, listen, this shit up here, so diabolical, man. When you see how it's going on, but that's why you gonna have resistance coming in. Only time they like to accept outsiders is when they boule members bring them in. But when other people come in that's helping, that's not part of their program, or who the boule, the blacks who feel they the uppity ones here, like we can bring this on. That's why you gonna have these. Really, right now, it's just the boule don't know what they doing here. You know what I'm saying? The ones that's trying to challenge the mayor, he got his click and they winning. I give him that.
Well, I'm going to step
for you.
away. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I'm gonna step away because I'm going to get ready to go to my not to a happy situation. But y'all finish. I'm gonna log on to YouTube and finish listening to y'all. Thank y'all.
I'm gonna keep it another 5 minutes, and me and Yogi G, y'all, because I got to make a run myself.
That.
Well, if you say 5 minutes, I'm good. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
we got 5 minutes, yeah. 5 minutes. I was gonna cut it off at 1:40. I got to bounce anyway. But I'm just saying on that stuff, when you seeing how the politics, like we putting up with racist rhetoric, and we got whites who don't think some of the rhetoric that was racist that was said. Like we sitting up here battling over, don't get me wrong. I didn't watch Jimmy Kimmel. I didn't like him. I hated that, like how he brought Public Enemy on there. Like, what you gonna use us fight the power for? Like, motherfucker, you back on getting millions. People forgot he did blackface when he was with, what was the one girl he was dating, some Silverman. They forgot that. We got plenty of racists that's on the news, but we supposed to accept it. See, to me, this Trump, and people don't want to admit it. God damn it, I'm gonna tell it. This backlash, all this Project 2025, this really came from when Obama became president. A lot of whites don't want to admit that they was mad as hell. It remind me of the Django. When Stephen from the Django scene, Jamie Foxx come walking and riding up in on that near. Say, who is that nag on that near? They have been messed up ever since Obama was president. I'm trying to tell you, I seen white men when I was working over there, Carmen School, say, now we got a man in there. I was like, I'm like, what you mean? Because Trump got by. I was like, wasn't no woman, it was Barack. That was up in there.
You know what else I'm troubled with, right? Like a lot of people now are talking about where they're gonna go. I think I said this on our show about like people trying to get their passports together and stuff like that so they can get up out of these USA streets. But what you're not paying attention to is how just in 2020, when everything happened with George Floyd, the whole world, I'm talking about in Australia, in London, England, everybody was protesting, talking about Black Lives Matter. Have you seen them mass immigration protests happening now? Where they talking about we want our country back? And they want to get all black and others out of their country. And I'm talking about Australia. I'm talking about in Japan. I'm talking about it was in England not that long ago, like last week, millions of people out in the street. I was like, when the hell did this switch? Just from you mean in between 5 years, y'all went from Black Lives Matter to now get these darkies up out of here across the country. So I want to be clear. So people who not paying attention, it ain't nowhere you can go right now. And it ain't never been nowhere really you could go. And they just saying they're loud and proud now because now we got the top man for US saying that it's okay to show your true racist colors. So I keep dreading back to the community part, right? You already know your government don't care. They already willing to kill you and destroy anything that you care about if it ain't in alignment with where the money resides.
I don't think we have a white president. I thought we had an orange president.
Man, that man is Caucasian. Y'all stop that. It's just because they like come out here and say we got a tar baby up in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you. It's the names that, but see, I didn't create these names. These names was before me. When I got these, are the names that was given. Let's be honest. They can take it out. But any ladies, y'all got any parting words before I end this thing?
Yeah, if you get an opportunity to go and get history while you can at the last minute and you make it to DC, you better make it to the African American Museum before October 6th. Because after that, it's a wrap. You won't be having no access to anything that got anything to do with history if it's in the museum. So do your part. Make your weekend count.
I would say pray for these families because a lot of people about to be furloughed. And federal government is just not in the nation's capital. It hits every state. So you're going to see a lot of people affected. It's like a domino effect. It's going to hit the country.
Well, family, we made it through Friday, and I didn't end up killing nobody. So I'm gonna say this. Hopefully, we don't be in the motherfucking museum. These were the Negroes who didn't get it right.
You might see me in it.
Facts. Thank y'all for tapping in, family. Peace.